Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the middle of August of 2022, and not only are we getting closer to Star Wars Andor, which by the way debuts in, of course, September, but we also have a lot of major announcements on the horizon that's going to take place at D23 and Disney Plus Day. That's going to be a big deal for the Star Wars fandom around the world. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that a lot of Star Wars fans have really been invested in exactly what Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas are about to do for the fans around the world in order to really bring Star Wars Legends back into the equation here. Now, one thing about Legends is that we already know that Legends is going to be a big deal for not just The Mandalorian Season 3, but also for the Ahsoka series, Mando 4, and the Book of Boba Fett Season 2. It's going to use a lot of elements from the Thrawn trilogy, Dark Empire, Shadows of the Empire, and a lot more to come as well. Now, with that being said, one thing that is really exciting has a lot to do with creator George Lucas. Now, we already know that recently, since Favreau got his promotion over at Lucasfilm a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this previously, that this is only giving him more creative calls on exactly what to allow to happen in the Star Wars universe with all of the upcoming shows and movies and books, the novels, and the comics, and even the video games at that. I mean, there's a lot of things at play here that Favreau has a lot of control over. And at the end of the day, one major component to The Mandalorian Season 4 is about to involve George Lucas in a very unique and original way that fans would have never expected to have seen on screen. Now, with that being said, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now getting ready to begin making their announcements for the new Star Wars TV shows at this year's D23 and Disney Plus Day, they are also prepared to announce more at next year's Celebration event. However, one of the big developments of course, one of the new Star Wars projects is said to involve George Lucas in the form of a major cameo in The Mandalorian Season 4 for the fans to witness. Now, it's described that The Mandalorian Season 4 is about to have an Order 66 flashback that will actually answer more questions about Grogu in the Star Wars TV show. Now, one of the scenes that Favreau is writing is said to involve George Lucas in the form of a cameo, once again as one of the characters on the world of Coruscant. Now, Lucas is set to portray a character known as Baron Papanoida, who also appeared briefly in Revenge of the Sith, that is now going to make a return in The Mandalorian Season 4. Lucas is the one who actually played the character as a cameo many years ago when he actually shot his scene back in 2004 for Revenge of the Sith, and will now be jumping back into the role of Mando 4. One of the big retcons that Favreau is about to create is Baron Papanoida finding Mace Windu's lightsaber on the ground in the depths of Coruscant to tease of what's to come for the return of Mace Windu in the Star Wars franchise. Now, Lucas's role is said to actually be a very brief one, however far longer than what fans got in Revenge of the Sith. Favreau is set to actually make Lucas's role in Mando 4 all the more serious, as he will be the source of teasing the return of Mace Windu and what happened to his long-lost lightsaber that is going to be rewritten into the canon right now by Favreau. Now, here's the deal about this that I think a lot of fans need to be aware of, is that, in case you guys have been out of the loop, alright, Baron Papanoida appeared for like the blink of an eye in Revenge of the Sith. You guys may remember when Anakin Skywalker is running through Coruscant, you'll see him for a split second. In fact, his daughter is playing the character next to him. So there's a lot of cameos in there, a lot of hidden gems in Revenge of the Sith that are now going to be revived in The Mandalorian Season 4 through the use of flashbacks. So it seems like Order 66 flashbacks are going to become a common trend in all of the Star Wars TV shows, such as Ahsoka. They did it in Kenobi, they did it in Book of Boba, of course they did it in Mando, technically, and there's a lot of things just happening. So, with that being said, the fact that they are doing this in Mando 4 to really show us the full story of what happened on the night of Order 66, between Grogu and Mace Windu's lightsaber, and especially Baron Papanoida, and how it will be played by George Lucas once again. I don't know about you, but this is probably the best that you could ever do to the Star Wars fandom by allowing Lucas to actually have a role in The Mandalorian Season 4. That, to me, I think is pretty much a love letter to the fans. And I gotta thank Favreau for moving forward with all of this. It is a thing that's currently being developed rapidly. All of the storyboards have been complete and finalized to be used in the official script, and things are moving along very smooth. They want to get this thing filmed, by the way, starting principal photography by next summer. That's what they want to do. So, moving forward from all of this, alright, now on top of that, storyboards have already been finalized, like I say, also featuring Baron Papanoida kneeling down in the middle of an alleyway and holding a lightsaber while stuffing it under his coat to hide it. Lucas has already been in contact with Favreau about his role in Mando 4, and that the return of Coruscant is going to actually show Order 66 from a civilian perspective, this time around that will involve Lucas's character. Now currently it's unclear if Lucas will have lines of dialogue for his cameo. However, given that Favreau aims to give George Lucas 1 minute of screen time for his role, it's very likely that Lucas will say something. Another storyboard features the saber dropping and falling while hitting the ground next to Baron, as he is walking away from blaster fire, where troopers are hunting down Jedi. Favreau is described to aim, of course, to make Lucas's role very accurate to how he appeared in promo images and photo shoots for Revenge of the Sith, as well as how Baron appeared in the movie. Now, George is excited to act in Mando 4, and it's currently unclear if it will be placed in the beginning, middle, or end of the season. But Favreau and Filoni are making the flashback very high budget to make it movie-like for the fans, to give it prequel trilogy tones, so to speak. So, before I get to the next thing real quick, is that I don't know if you guys ever saw Baron Papanoida in the Clone Wars. You do get quite a number of scenes with him. He does have dialogue in there, so you get an idea of what he sounds like. This, to me, I gotta say, I think is probably the greatest way to honor George Lucas, to give him a short role in The Mandalorian Season 4. I can already imagine how much fun Lucas is gonna have once they begin filming in the summer of 2023. There's a lot at play here, and there's a lot that's going to be used for the character of Baron to not only tease Mace Windu's lightsaber, but to also tease his survival. We already know that there are extensive plans for Mace Windu to appear as an elderly version of himself in present time during Mando 4, and we are going to be getting more about that in other various TV shows in the forms of flashbacks showcasing how Mace Windu survived slowly. So, kind of like how we're learning about Grogu slowly during Order 66, they're going to start doing this with Mace Windu in other TV shows as well, building up the hype. So I think that's a really great way to kind of just build things up slowly and just really kind of just build things from the ground up and really deliver a brand new experience for the fans. So I gotta give it to Jon Favreau. You gotta give him a lot of credit for allowing this to happen. I think it's really, him thinking outside of the box to include Baron into The Mandalorian Season 4 in the form of a flashback to show us Order 66 from a civilian perspective. That, to me, I think is groundbreaking material. So overall, guys, let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.